Another Stateline community says they want a statewide tax to stay in place.
Oregon adds its name to a growing list of Stateline communities that say they need to keep the 1% grocery tax.
Yeah, this all came because Governor J.B. Pritzker proposed the cut is a way to save families some money on everyday expenses. But cities say this will end up costing people more in the end. The reason why? This tax money doesn't go back to the state. The local governments rely on that tax to balance parts of their budget, and the tax cut could take around $35 million from cities statewide.
The city of Oregon projects they would lose between $40,000 and $48,000, which city manager Darren DeHaan says could force programming cuts or a city worker.
Budgets have been tight for a long time, Brittany. Communities do have an option, though, to get that money back, but you, the voter, would have a chance to sign off on it.
Cities would have the option to pass a referendum if you're non-home rule, which we are, to add that 1% sales tax back locally.
That's not to say Oregon would put that tax on the ballot, but even if they did and voters approved it, they would still lose out on some of the money. The state would almost certainly charge an administrative fee, meaning even the money they would use to replace the lost revenue would still get nickel and dimed by the state. One thing is clear to Oregon leaders: cutting the grocery tax means they will have to cut from somewhere else to make ends meet.
And again, we're always trying to provide services, keep a level of service that our community expects. And so you would have to figure out whether or not we can, where we would cut that out of the budget if we didn't keep it in place.
And the state's final budget should be finalized by the end of this month. Now, this is a look across the state line. You can see Oregon has the lowest projected loss from cutting the grocery tax.
Rockford, though, they stand to lose upwards of $8 million. Freeport projects an $800,000 hit, and both Loves Park and Winnebago would take six-figure hits. We're still waiting to hear from other Stateline communities about how this would impact their budget.